boy, were there challenges. I'm like talking so bluntly and I'm like, y'all are probably like, what? She's ready to have a kid? Seeing, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I don't know why I'm so emotional. 2023 was a bitch.
Nani na na na, top girl from Atlanta. Nani na na na, Nani you a star girl, you will have it all. Booking flights around the world. Na na na, na na na. Oh, Nani you a star girl, you will have it all. Go ahead and show it off. Na na, Nani, Nani, na na na.
Hello beaches and happy new year. I know I cannot be the only one that is just so grateful that 2023 is over. I'm just honestly so happy to go into this new year starting fresh and new. Before moving into 2024, I wanted to recap 2023 and I have wine because there is no recapping 2023 without wine. Starting the year, I really wanted to start like the other girls, digital planning and their vision boards and just like what their plans are for the new year until I really talked about 2023. I want to recap it, but something about 2024 just feels very different. It's not the same like new year, new me thing that people do. There is some sort of shift and a difference about 2024. I did see something that said 2024 is the year of the 8 and it's even and it's positive. And there was something about the number 8 that was like infinity. I can't remember. I feel like I wouldn't be grateful where I feel like I will be at the end of 2024 without recapping 2023. I want to be able to look back and be like, dang, I've accomplished so much in 2024. Look at how much I got through in 2023. The first thing that I want to talk about is my personal achievements and milestones. Obviously, you guys know the biggest milestone that I had in 2023 was hitting 10,000 on YouTube. I really don't think you guys have any idea how it feels hitting 10,000. I have had multiple channels, at least 4. I have done YouTube since I was 14. I made the mistake of when I was younger being like, I don't want to do this anymore and make a whole new channel. I've never ever stayed consistent with something, just kept on building them and then stopping. I've started this new channel all over again, obviously the previous year, the year before that, and I'm like, I have to start over from scratch again. Like, why was I not smarter when I was younger? Like, maybe I'd be bigger if I had done it. Honestly, I feel like everything happens for a reason. Hitting 10,000 with you guys was absolutely amazing. It's definitely my #1 achievement of 2023 and I'm just so grateful. There's so many possibilities and hitting 10,000 was just the start of it. Get on me if you see me not uploading. I know, like I just had somebody remind me about the flight attendant videos. I have not forgotten. I know training is coming up. I got y'all. The first training class goes in a week. I have content plans for you guys. I promise. I have flight attendant videos coming out for you guys the entire month of January. I was not able to do it in December. Obviously, you guys know holidays, but I am working on it, but just staying on me for the things that y'all want to see. So I do appreciate y'all that do reach out and remind me about things. Promise I'm gonna work so hard in 2024 for y'all to put out content. Yeah, that was my biggest accomplishment or milestone that I had in 2023. The next thing I wanted to talk about was my travel and adventure in 2023. Now y'all, I feel like in 2022, obviously becoming a flight attendant, I got to see Rome, I got to see Italy, I got to see a lot of really cool places. But baby, 2023 ate when it came to travel. I was out for a good chunk of the year and I still managed to see like 3 things that were on my top list of places to go. I was able to see Cape Town. I was able to go to Lagos. I was able to be in Africa. You have no idea what it feels like to be a Black person and then going to Africa. Like, it is just a unreal experience. Felt surreal in a way, specifically South Africa. If you guys watch that vlog, I said it in there. It feels like heaven on earth, that place. People ask me all the time what was my favorite vacation ever or favorite trip ever. That was it. I was also able to go to Dubai this year, which was insane because Dubai was also at the very top of my travel list of places I wanted to go. I was also able to go to Hawaii in 2023, y'all. Honestly, even with the injury, it did not disappoint. I realized that my job is very different from everyone else's and I know that it is very expensive to travel to these places, and I feel like being able to go to places that were like so high on my list made me so grateful. It was honestly the biggest thing with becoming a flight attendant because if you guys know, I talked about it on my engagement moment, story time. If I'm to get married, if I'm to have kids, like I haven't seen the world. At that point, I had only been to Paris and like a few of the states. Like I hadn't really seen the world. I hadn't experienced it. And I was like extremely worried about, oh my God, what if I have kids and I'm not able to see all these places that I really want to see? I will say that is like something I'm so grateful for that I got in 2023 was the growth. Now, it was a very, very hard year for me, like a very, very hard year. I definitely feel like through all the strife that I dealt with in 2023, I have had the most growth as a woman in 2023. Like I had to go through very, very hard things in order for me to come out on the other end a stronger person. Well traveled. I feel like I have a lot more life experience after 2023. So I don't know. I just think the combination of the travel, of the career I have, the life I have, has just made me feel so much stronger as a person. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was learning and growth and the things I feel like I learned and grew in 2023. I think because it relates to my channel, a really big thing that I learned and grew in is expecting the unexpected. At some point during the year, I was like, traveling, working, doing my content is super, super overwhelming for me. I need to hire an editor. I got an editor. She was amazing. We edited together for maybe a couple months and then she said, I don't want to be an editor anymore and I want to go back to school. In the moments, like I literally had content planned that I was going to put out. I had no editor. Around that same period of time, I started having issues with my editing software on my laptop. Then my camera ended up breaking. Started stressing out so much about like what was I gonna do. Around my birthday, my best friend Kimmy, she ended up buying me a MacBook for my birthday, and with that came the ability to use iMovie. She gave me the gifts of editing, like one of the biggest gifts that I could have ever gotten. Honestly, like it's one of the top 3 gifts I've ever gotten, because it just was something like the gift of helping me with content is something so serious for me, and get right back into making content. At that point, I decided to invest in my channel, which you guys know if you saw the video. I got my Sony a7C, which y'all are on right now. Learned, like I said, to expect the unexpected, but also acquired a new skill of being able to use iMovie. I know this is what I want to do. So taking the investment in myself when I spend money on everything else, I learned that I need to prioritize what I want. That definitely was something that I learned in 2023, was just to expect the unexpected, be open to everything, be open to change. And yeah. All right, y'all. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is my challenges. And boy, were there challenges. The biggest challenge that I had, honestly, in 2023 that I went through was my anxiety. If you follow me on Instagram at all, you know I have talked about it so much. It is the reason why I was out of work for 3 months. I don't even know if a lot of you guys knew that I wasn't flying for 3 months because I was on a leave specifically for my mental health. I was having panic attacks at night, which was very scary and still is very scary when I do have them. It's to the point that my heart is racing, I can't breathe. That honestly was like my biggest stress that I had in 2023 because I could not control it. It went from something that happened every once in a while to happening daily. I got my current therapist, I think in the summer of this year, and she has been absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful for her. She honestly was a big turning point in all of that. Going to her didn't necessarily stop my anxiety or panic attacks, but it helped me calm down. It helped me learn to control my emotions, coping mechanisms, breathing exercises, just a lot of different stuff. The thing that ultimately did make all of that stop for me to where I've not had a panic attack but once in like a month is Copper, which you guys know he's like right here. Actually, you guys have seen my little Copper baby, my Copper baby. He has been the best thing ever. He is not an emotional support animal, but he does emotionally support me. He has been like the sweetest. He's with me every single day. He's always like somewhere near me. Obviously I'm doing this video, he's right here. I think that it gave me a sense of security having someone else be there. Like I told you guys in my 1-year update video, if you watch my flight attendant 1-year update video, the job and career can be very lonely and isolating. That was like a huge thing for me in 2023, and I'm just like even grateful being in 2024 and looking back at like how much anxiety took over my life in 2023. I'm just grateful to be where I'm at already. Another big challenge for me in 2023 was my finances. Baby, did we have some trouble. I decided I didn't want to fly as much and it was stressing me out. And then you realize when you don't fly as much, you're not making as much money. So I was talking about finances, but just I feel like most aspects of my life in 2023, I felt like I hit rock bottom. That's why having a therapist did help so much, because I don't know how the year would have gone if I did not have a therapist. I wish I could tell y'all so much more. Some of these people are still in my life or watch my content, stalk my social media. So it's just like I can't go into as much detail as I would want to about certain people and their play. I'm grateful that I got through it all. That is like the biggest thing. Even though I went through so many challenges in 23, I got through 98%. So those are some of the challenges that I went through last year. So the next one that I'm going to be talking about is relationships, and that means friendships and relationships. I rekindled a friendship in 2023, which was really nice. Nala, who was in my slutty vegan video years ago, and she was like my closest friend. Like, she's my best friend. At that time, like, I feel like we were both misunderstanding each other, and so I lost in, I feel like, one of the closest friends that I've ever had. Obviously, it's been years now. Now we're back connected and our lives are so different. She's like a mommy now. It was something that I felt like was so dumb, and like we look back on it and we're like, that was so dumb. I mean, she helped me heal through so much when I was, oh my God, am I about to cry? What? Ew. Grateful that I've gotten that friendship back. And then on the other end, I got really, really close to someone really at the start of me flying. I had to end that friendship. I feel like the time that ended, it was actually very, very mutual. I don't think that she wanted to talk to me and I really didn't want to talk to her. So we just stopped talking to each other. She's like, you know, hey, like, I miss your friendship. I want this to work. And for me, my biggest lesson in 2023 with relationships was boundaries. I realized that even though I love her, want nothing but the best for her, I don't want the best for you while in my life. I told her, and I've explained all this to her, so it's not like something that I'm just exposing to the internet. Our falling out was over a guy. I felt like I was being really honest with my friend. She felt like I was attacking her. I tried to be there for you as a friend, and then you get upset about that and leave, and you only come back once that situation did not work out. That is really hard for me in a friendship. My mindset always goes back to, if it worked out, would you have reached out? And you're like, you were right. But if it worked out, you wouldn't have said anything. And that's where it makes it hard for me. You can love somebody and keep them at a distance. And like, I think that that's something that I don't want to relearn. I have been dating off and on the same person for like 2 years. Dating, whatever you want to call it. Because nowadays I feel like titles, they're whatever it is. Sorry. I feel like in that relationship, we talk more about having kids than like other life things. What do I want in a relationship and in love? I could have a kid. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm like talking so bluntly, and I'm like, y'all are probably like, what? She's ready to have a kid? Having a lot of emotions. But I do need to decide this year, are we having a kid? Or are we freezing these eggs, baby? Because something has to happen. I've had exes from my past come back and be like, I'm willing to marry you, move you in, pay your bills if you know, commit to doing this. Feel like so overwhelmed with like men. The interactions that I've had, I literally could have a full-on video about my love life. I just don't want to get into so much detail. Honestly, like, some people could get in trouble if I went into a lot of detail. But I just feel like the biggest thing that I learned was to set boundaries. I'm not going for this, I'm not going for that. Figure out what you want. Do you want this for real? Are you playing? But also realizing with myself that there's not a sense of a rush. I want to be so in love with the person, and like, I've already felt those emotions of like loving someone so much that like I want a little version of them. But I also realize that like, time is so precious, life is so precious, and I want it to be something valuable, not rushed. Know your expectations and don't change those for anybody just because you love them. I know type of people I want around me and the people that I want in my life long term and what that looks like. And I am no longer settling on what that looks like. That's the biggest thing. Boundaries I learned in 2023. Next is health and well-being. I had the craziest year, I feel like, with weight loss in 2023, and I feel like it was kind of like super exciting to then super depressing. But I was on semaglutide, which is very, very similar to Ozempic. It is the off-brand version of Ozempic, so it's not taking away from people who need diabetes medicine. I was on that and I lost almost 35 pounds, guys. I lost a lot of weight. It worked so well for me. I was never hungry, but I didn't necessarily like clean up the way I was eating. I ended up losing a lot of weight, honestly. Like, I never had so many compliments on like, oh my God, you look so thin, you look so good. In my life, I've never heard so many people comment about the way that I look. I'm known as like a thicker girl, and like I'm obviously all natural. I felt like I was definitely leaning out, which I think is the goal of most people when they're taking something like Ozempic or Wegovy or semaglutide. The goal is to get skinny, and baby, it makes you skinny. I got to a point where I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be on this anymore. I don't want to be this skinny girl. I ended up getting off of it cold turkey. When I say the cravings hit back like 10 times as hard the very next week, like it was like all of it came back all at once. And I had this eczema breakout, which was triggered by another skin thing that I had, and literally my arms, my hands, like everything hurt because my eczema was so bad. Like it was so bad. And so I went to the dermatologist and they put me on a steroid, which if you know, the steroid makes you gain weight. I gained most of it back. I feel like it's genetics, but obviously like I have a bigger butt and I have big thighs, and like most of my weight goes to the bottom half. So I feel like I'm not mad at like my body shape. I spent a lot of money, a lot of time, and like a lot of effort. So I definitely have been like in a mindset of what I want to do with my body going into 2024. I'm starting the gym again. I'm waiting until next month. I'm just doing workouts at home because I do not want to go in the gym with everybody else who has weight loss goals right now. The people who are like not 100% on it are weeded out by January. So I'm just gonna go next month, and I definitely feel like this year I'll do it a lot differently. We gonna do it this year. We gonna lose some weight, we gonna look good, and when I do, I'm gonna give y'all everything that I did. So the next thing I'm gonna be talking about is gratitude. All the things that I have been grateful for in 2023. So grateful for my mom. Has done so much for me. A lot of times when I got to a very low point in 2023, like I told you guys, it was my like biggest struggle with like my mental health, and I feel like a lot of days my mom helped me from like really hitting ground zero. She's just been a constant reminder of I can get through anything, and I did. I'm grateful for that. Me and my mom are very complicated. We're like complete opposites. Even in the hardest times, even with the hardest times with her, like she still has been like my rock. Very, very grateful for my friend Kemi. It is so crazy because I feel like me and Kemi have been through so much, and our friendship is not perfect. It is not perfect to say the least. We've been through a lot of stuff together. We've been through a lot of arguments together. I'm grateful for her because I do feel like when I've not had anybody else, she's always been there. It's crazy when like you have friends that are there for you more than like family. I'm grateful for her as well. I'm grateful for my babies, my doggies, of course. I'm grateful for all of the experiences and the people I met. I'm grateful for y'all too. On the days when I could not talk to anybody, seeing, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I don't know why I'm so emotional. On days where I felt like I didn't have anybody, I couldn't talk to anybody. Days where I couldn't even talk to my mom or Kimmy. Being able to like see people who are literally like so positive and like the comments that y'all leave. I remember like I had a really bad day one day, and I remember seeing this message just like, I'm so like in love with your personality, and like you're always so positive and bubbly. I remember I was having like the worst day, and I'm just like, that made all the difference. Like, I don't think y'all understand how much of a difference that you make. And maybe not even just in my life, because I'm sure like you comment on other people's videos, but like in people who content create, like life is not perfect no matter how it looks. I think times where I was like really having a hard time, and knowing that like I had y'all, that is something that is like I can never pay y'all back for. And I'm so grateful. And I think that's why it's so special that like for me, my channel is growing, because I'm realizing that like people just want to be here for me, and that's really nice. This is why we keep the wine closed. I think this is like this for everybody, and I think that's why it's great to have like a sense of community. I have people in my life that have like gotten really close to me and still like made me cry or like hurt me. To have people who are like complete strangers be like such a support system is insane. I'm extremely grateful for y'all as well. 2023 was a bitch. It was what it was. But I think that me going through everything that I went through last year is only gonna make me stronger. My eyes are wide open, and I'm just so excited to see where I'm at the end of this year. I'm so excited to even at the end of 2024 look back at this video, how much last year affected me. December Nani is gonna see this and be like, baby, it got so much better, I promise. That's what I'm excited for. That's what I'm excited excited for this year, and I hope that you guys are excited too. Y'all want to comment down below what was your best experience of 2023 and what was your worst. I'm so excited of what this channel is gonna do. I'm so excited for you guys to grow, for me to grow. We're gonna grow together. I'm just growing up. I feel like a 29-year-old teenager sometimes. I love you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this recap. Hopefully it wasn't so sad and depressing. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. We're gonna rock out 2024 all year long. To 2024, y'all.
Small world with big dreams, bad girl with big things. Nani, you the drip queen. Elevator a big deal. Nani na na na, top girl from Atlanta. Nani na na na.